Hey there, and welcome back to Tarland with Charlie, with pretty shoes and pictures and pigs and funny things. And there's me when I was little, and I made that little girl there. That was my fourth ceramic attempt when I got busted for smoking drugs. So that's what I did instead, and modeling school. And there's me. I was 30, my Mother's Day modeling picture. And now it's time to click our heels. I got my little piggy to laugh at you. We're ready for a poetic, epic introduction. This is created up from mainly nouns you should all know or at least have heard of, to tell a story, to see what we can discern on different levels or layers of a cake, or like peeling into an onion for the first time and never finding a pit or a seed, and then rereading to learn something deeper else to think about. So now is the time, and if not now, then when? And if not you, then who? Please bear with my beautiful singing, as some of the verses require some animation. 'Tis the season, now is your turn. So check your baggage and your luggage with the concierge, and ring my bell, ring my bell. Take a ticket, find your seat. The curtain is being drawn as the lights dim. The lights dim. You won't be able to see my pretty shoes. The game of life may be about to begin again, Finnegan. And now here, take your seat, and with 3 mindful breaths, palms up in your lap, smile for me, and slip away in Calgon from the mind's mess for a 20-minute man oil change to shift your shit range. Think perhaps of a peaceful place like home on the range, or where the tide is high. Like the Sombergs of Anne Mary sings about, or Oh Danny Boy, and then again mine, the harps that once through Tara's halls, a ballad from Ireland still echo today in the misty minds, the ballads of ancients of the yesteryears, long lost, tear in my beer, with my bandit, the rascally raccoon, and my piggly wigglies in my bed that I spoon. So this is my story, and this is my song. Hark, the heralds of the messengers and hummingbirds, sweetly and swiftly flitting and flirting their birds and bees' songs. Now just close your eyes and open your mind, but not too wide so it all falls out. I will do the rest to my very best. Let's descend into another realm of words. Follow along to the roots of the far away, but not the very end. Honk, honk, all aboard! The game time begins. Let us pretend to be on time for the big Uncle Ben. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets. Puppets displayed it in all their rights. The men in the balconies. I dreamed, I screamed, I'd be back here. Dreamed? Ha! That was a nightmare. You were gonzo-ing. And now, where is somewhere over the rainbow? Why are there so many songs about rainbows? Kiss Kermit goodbye, Miss Piggy. He's not a proper prince. Don't they know? Can't they see, Mama? The Emperor has no clothes or rumples gold out of the mouths of babes. Suffer little children to come unto me and gather around for my meager tithe with a rhyme. I used to be in the greatest race home from the magic school bus with the WWF and my big brother. We were the latchkey kids, magic box and one dial, and round. One I call. Bingo! I flicked him in the squirrels. And then he Alvin and chipmunked. I'll still apologize forever, but it won't help much. He's like Rocky. So am I like Bullwinkle? You'll see. I'll yelp. Oh, poor old Yeller. He's gone with the wind in the exodus of life, liberty, and justice with integrity. This isn't seriously funny or funny at all. Seriously. It laughs. I don't like clowns much. I am what I am. No green eggs in ham. I hear the night rider. Let's play Twister with my swords. I got one hand in my pocket. Can I bum a light, please? While I dreamed about being Genie. That was my grandmother's name. And I snacked on blue cookie monsters. Come with me to the dark side with a beaker of Count Chocula. Big birds are born peckers of snuffleupaguses. And Bert and Ernie, by the way, slept in separate rooms. The caterpillar queries, who are you? So then Alice sat flustered and bitched, and then nipped some shrooms to figure it all out, and fell down or up Smurfette sweeps and eats and sleeps in hers all alone. She can't love just one, so she loves them all. And Azrael's pernicious pounces purposely protected, I believe, the blue princess in my perspective, or POV, I say, from my pod. Welcome to the holodeck on your own, Star Trek, with magnificent mansions, with many rooms in the cloud. When will you make your own bed? I do not know. I did last night. I have no company. I have no might. Well, bunker the mattresses for the princess and the bee, because pain is a sign. Can't you see? Sign, sign, everywhere, sign. Can't you see? Can't you see what this woman wants you to think and feel, to believe, to be in her withering heights of the national park mysteries of the dying trees? So, as you wish, my loves. There are castles with energy spires, and dungeons of skull and bones, of 322 tombs, wall to wall tile their rooms. The genesis of the great revelation plays out the drama in the Game of Thrones, as in the days of Noah and the forbidden fruits. Eat and be merry. Do as thou wilt is the first of the law of laws. Don't mess with Jack or bad Leroy Brown, and watch your back for the jealous claw girls. They like to rule the world. We're in an act with many scenes of trivial pursuit with the hangman to connect the dots. We're so bewitched to believe in the true man show as Happy Days with Cheech and Chachi, while Mrs. A swirls around like Tesla's frequency grounds. But the boys just won't obey. The patterns repeat right under our feet and tend to descend with snakes and Jacob's ladder. So I close out this world like a little girl will, and do Groundhog Day again. Like Pinky Tuscadero and the Fonz. Hey! Wait, was he a Canadian? By the way, they euthanize people for free with Reed or something. And on the books, it's bestiality. It's okay. Fly a stolen flag on the Jolly Rogers and catch a game. It's a brand new place. Numbers can't lie to me. There's a rhythm and rhyme like crimson and clovers. Rovers and Monsanto is their growers. You drink that shit? The Kaiser is Pfizer. And of course, John's sons and more sons who all want to be so Moderna. Well, he feels so strong and free And we're all still so fond of the faux fawns in this Ponzi scheme. Eat a tasty treat of true Gatorade, non pas at the breakfast parties avec specialties. No? Wait. Click. Channels galore. We still want more. Let's make a deal because the price is right on the wheel of fortune. Or take a risk. Let's spin my wheel, the bottle. Yet, the majority will, perhaps, probably, leave it to Beaver. Oh, aren't they pretty? All fear factored by a late, late show of Saturday Night Fever. Just in time for the 11 o'clock news. Where are your children? Where are mine? Hi, children. I love you. I miss you. Let's continue. North, east, west, south. News. And then here's Johnny. So just laugh it off on the late night gong shows. Lift your oars and float to shore. There's a hole in our boat, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in our boat. What shall we do? Live in a shoe? Move to a boot. Leather lace. Or handcuffs. Horns. Not so cute. Or so funny. Hey, Bella, whatever draconian name is, closet is evil. The twins vainly vie for the evil black goo eye. Walk the red carpet plank to pay up for your sacred prank on a plate full of banquet blood. File them all in for the Green Mile to Joseph's guillotine for the entertainment of culture, masterminded by vultures of vile who reign for a while in guilt and guile, purebred horsemen in the ed. Hunt for red October, seeded to defile us, not themselves. Of course. Ask Mr. Red, the horse of Sagittarius, a satyr of satire, in toxic darts, arts, like track and fields, to measure your farts. How now, brown cow, chicks and sows, open your purse. Elites conceive deep state experiments just to see the way victim minds behave in certain conditions, in invisible cages, in different phases and stages of macrophages and poison proteins. They get richer and never suffer behind the Buffy vampire slayers because the dick humans are redacted from FOIP. So FOIA! Alcatraz priests pardon the prosecutions and penalties of pricks with Titan of Troy hammers and laser sticks. Off with their heads, Alice, declared the Queen of Hearts, who held the King of Clubs and Spades of viral graves, which is where he is now. There's no more time for the honeymooners to roll the dice. It's the game of life. Without a chance in the crazy eights. Hey, Doctor Who will build back better than the Three Little Pigs. What big eyes you have, shouts Little Red Riding Robin Hood to the wolves in sheep's clothing that jump over the moon, while little Bo peeps into the categories, scrying black screens and your dreams to read the role in our Jumanji. So skip the dishes and drone as some beers for our buds. Laverne and Shirley, the Jeffersons and the Bunkers are more than three's company. And surely 8 is enough. Right, Flo? This mash costs cash. It's Fantasy Island in a flash. Gilligan's Island has some survivors. And the bachelors and bachelorettes in Hell's Kitchens, with the Twin Towers on the Twin Peaks, playing charades with 13 monkeys, but one won't speak and one can't hear and one can't see. Hooligan has hot lips and Frank's a miser. Klinger won't transgender. Focus on the tell, a vision, and pink elephants with dolka pots. The colonel and radar stashed the wisers. Fathers bugled trumpets for the Christmas special with Bob's Hope, for the hee-haw barn dance with Howdy Doody and Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood of Stranger Things, in the Twilight Zone of Friends of the Big Bang Theories. Better lock up Mother Hubbard's cupboards. The zombie gremlins are coming, and they're hungry, hungry hippos. Let's help E.T. phone Elf on a shelf. My little house on the Lambo is sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the... It's danger, danger, Will Robinson and Buck Rogers in the 21st Century Fox in the Universal Studios. The Mockingjays twitter for the Hunger Games in a Bug's Life sandwich at McDonald's or Burger King. The Who haven't shared a clue as to how the Grinch steals Christmas when Darth Vader becomes the Lord of the Rings. We're almost done. Suddenly, out of the ether, by words and wands, as my fairy god-grandmother redesigns the most exquisitely elegant gown, with Rosicrucian roses and flaming fires and flames for the most precious prince's ball. In the cacophony hall of the monotech oligopoly of the rats and the mouse who runs up Hickory Dickory's dock clock. Beware when Ben strikes noon. It's the ring around the rosies, with hands in pockets full of dozies. Hush, hush, or we'll cut you down before we all fall down, with Jack and Jill and Humpty Dumptys, with joys sticking, doom in Dungeons with Dragons. Minecraft builds walls in virtual realities, and Who's Make a Suck a Burger versus Hooked up to buy, and with an avatar within a processing pod to do your job. It's the law. I'm in the Zen zone. That's my law. But mirror, mirror on the wall, the Matrix is the woman's hall of not just Victoria's Secrets. Who's the fairest of us all? As in the days of our lives, in another world, in a general hospital, in the 90210, Beverly Hills, that is. Oil, with the broke back mountains. But not my pet goat, named Bill Nye. Isn't it ironic? That means not. And he pushes the mask as a mark because tricks are for kids and ancient aliens. Just ask The Simpsons, The Shining, The Cat in the Hat, or The Catcher in the Rye in the War of the Worlds from 1984. Because we live on an animal farm. Lucifer and Lucy, they are alive and well, roaming from here to there. They live death, so charmed. Like Cabbage Patch dollies and babies on orphan trains with unknown names and no birth certificates ever. For sale in the markets and the farms of Hollywood squares and valleys. Because I wasn't born in the USA yesterday or ever. I'm a Canadian. Not proud of that at the moment. There's no way in a manger or with a manager in a Bethlehem barn. Orville and Redenbacher Bockers weren't yet on board our shore or even born. It's a pentagon, Charlotte's Web. She broke one apart too, for a new phrase to men to do. The mother master spider who spins her webs to save the pig from the pan, so stitched him as a wiser. He is Wilbur, and better to be an abider than an unbidden or a Braden. Just vote for a longtime player with Alzheimer's or dementia. Ask his wife. She's a doctor. Either on or either way. They all forget the poppies and the papas and nanas in many ways. Wait for the calendar date to change, for the Macy's parades and the others they make to be fake. After the great earthquake, the stargates open. So be concerned. The halftime shows the charm and cyber stage of game theories from Walt Disney lots and secret 33-degree hotspots. From the big McDonald big shows on the big game on Super Bowl Sunday and Olympic fields. Catch up on MK Ultra mainstream news globally, internationally, locally. With the monarchy and oligarchy, go catch your subways to the labyrinth of abysses. The performances are picture perfect and prophecy codes are in the King James Bible in different versions and misses. Birds in a cage with human rage from the minds of men. Tweedle, Gertzel, and Tweedle Musk push transhumanism trust. Wi-Fi my brain so I can pay to play your games. The Labyrinth is a never-ending story of the Rocky Motion Picture Show, which is a Blaring Witch project on a Newfoundland island myth of buried treasure. Click your stick at CNN, ABC, CBS, CTV, BBC, MTV, NBC, the AP, LMNOP, LGBTQTV, LMSAO for free speech in this Amazon of Googles and Chromers. Who asked Jeeves, Siri, or Alexa anyway? Change your frequency to higher hertz. Yahoo! Yeah, what a relief. The temptations of the now nations. Making minions in Montauk minds of Mr. Science himself. Nope, not the fakeitchy. It's Mr. Rogers' other evil twin that lives within. Because all the world's a stage, Shakespeare says, and we all play in wars we wage and pay, every day in every way. Costumes galore in every store, in every price range for your title's name. Blazers, ties, jerseys, smocks, lab coats, and aprons, capes and hats, name tags, badges, marks, and stars on collars in exchange for fiat dollars. Beware the white rabbits of the Holy Grail. Read Moby Dick before you meet Jonah's whale. And the never-ending story of the X-Files, to buy, barter, or sell, by way of Captain Hook, on the good ship Lollipop of monopolies, of little personal risk, are all still hungry hippos who play dice and marbles for Chinese checkers, who don't check at all, to connect for spin the bottle, to get a clue on your next move on this 4D chess game on battleships, because Simon says to wear Cher's mask from the Clockwork Orange gas, to act in charades, to name their tune. Oh, it's methane and CO2. So stay in your room with TikTok and Zoom into Maleficent's metaverse from the back of a hearse. A verbal curse. We'll all stay Desi and Lucy as realms and a globe spins, as it weebles and wobbles but doesn't fall down, while the Milky Way swirls her way, lost in space, in the great NASA race with Russia. The witches of Eastwick are bewitched by bed knobs and broomsticks and Poppins' umbrella, up their dirty lying farces over fake fences with fake locks. It's a grain of minute rice on the doomsday digital clocks. The sky is falling, Chicken Little, but Henny Penny, Lucky Doggy, and Loosey Goosey didn't bother or care to notice. In the sound of music is a silent night. Uncensored platforms with Mrs. Doubtfire is right, or left, somewhere. Once upon a time again, lost with the boys, like angry hurt toy boys in Never Land, as transhumanists and non-binaries who hate natural life and real life, babies and fetuses in wombs. Let's ask Matt, Big Daddy Walsh, what a woman is, as a chair on the big bench can't, which is sad, or won't, which is bad. Not a man, yet won't say. A wench is the only piss noun I can think of in this pile of shit that comes from Uranus's. And I'm an Aquarian, and Uranus's is wonderful when it's our shit we want. Right? The old world, fairs, sold preemies in incubators. That word reminds me of Emmys. Do they resemble babies too? No. Margaret Sanger of the My Body, My Choice for Feminist Rights. Vote for the future destruction of the human race. Check your social credit score at the door to ask if you can pass. Or cloak and dagger as a divergent and errant a voice. The way, the path, the light, and the life path forks. Not to fuck you, but for your choice. In the Global Coherence Initiative for the Great Reset of the theoretical New World Order of Chaos and Design Disorder of Opposites, the polarities we need to see what we don't want so we learn what we do. The octopuses, spectre jimmies, the bonds to the surveillance societies of Nobel Prize prostitution in the starlings and Space Jam junk in the tweakers' trunks, and the dumbs under the guardians of the galaxy's feet. You better root your roots and know who we really are. The Phoenix returns. 2046, perhaps. Prep in No Fear Factor. Fire burns idols and Pinocchios. To ashes, to ashes. I must increase or cut off my bus. And my penises and my balls. Oh, store your treasures in heaven while metal oxidizes and rusts. It's play by play, so focus today. We're in a toroidal tornado and hurricanes have special names. Weather control is their game. Fact check thyself for intellectual health. Study the history of money and spend your currency flow through the banks of the channels and then to birth at the dock of the wharf with stocks to sign over on the encrypted line on a ledger with a carbon stick on the X to feed the capitalistic monsters. Oh, the Vicar of Christ. A parent figure who sponsors on earth for God's purposes, but not anymore. The families feud and destroy the food to promote and replace what goes in your face. Suck my cock. Never mind. Deleterious! I cry as doves do in purple acid rain. Sing a new song. Name your tune. Fly me to the moon. Let me dance among the stars. Fa la 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 la. Almost to the end. Fin again, begin again or not. Up to you. We all are. Will you? 2, 3, 4. What's behind the next door? Tonight is a beautiful full moon, and my heels click for you. I am here and never far. Merry Christmas 2022 from Tara Lee and baby boy Jeb Purrs. And a couple snorts too. Love you. Cheerio.